Welcome to Uxbridge Scugog Life. I'm your host, Jackie Hermans. Now, as a parent, the scariest thing to hear would be that your child is sick and maybe has a diagnosis that could potentially take their life. And so today we're going to be talking about the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and we're going to have a young teen, Kent, on the show who has needed to go through a kidney transplant, and his mom will also be on the show talking about his journey or their journey and the incredible experience that he was able to have because of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, making his childhood dream come true. So keep on watching. We'll be back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
This is a man's heart, a heart in desperate need of medical attention. But because 78% of Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, he may not get the help he needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
Next time on Cinema Scene, Joey Magison and I discuss Dune Part 2, wrap up the award season, and anticipate 2024's film slate. Will I stick my hand in this popcorn bucket? Tune in to find out.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So with me is Kent, and so Kent is from Uxbridge. What grade are you in now?
I'm in grade 10 and I attend Uxbridge Secondary School.
Okay,
yeah.
Awesome. Great school.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's great to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me, yeah.
You have gone through a lot. So since you were in utero, in your mom's belly,
yeah,
you have been diagnosed with polycystic kidney disease.
Yeah.
So your life has been back and forth to the Sick Kids Hospital.
Oh yeah. Been there a couple of times.
Yeah, a little more than a couple.
Yeah.
So I understand, so you needed to go through a kidney transplant.
Yep. And
the social worker at Sick Kids ended up putting in an application for Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yeah. When I heard about it, I was pretty excited, but I always wanted to meet Crosby, so I guess that's what I made my wish.
Okay, so huge hockey fan, huge Crosby fan. So tell me what happened. The application went through, and you were like, I want to meet Crosby.
Yeah, so I had my transplant in 2019, and I got the thing to make it have a wish in 2019, but we got put off because of COVID, so we kind of just waited it out. So finally we were like, all right, let's see if we can do this finally, and we sent it out, and it was really quick. We were all of a sudden February, you're going to meet Crosby and the Penguins, and we were like, this is gonna be awesome.
Okay, I just got goosebumps just thinking about that whole dream come true type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was your experience? What happened? Tell me from taking the plane and heading over.
So yeah, we got in Pittsburgh. We went in the hotel and we just hung out at Pittsburgh, and the next day they picked us up in a limo and we were heading to the Lemieux practice arena. We got there, they handed me a bag worth of stuff. I even got this jersey. They gave me
It's
this.
an awesome jersey.
Yeah. They gave me this jersey. They gave me they gave my sister stuff too, which was pretty cool and nice to do for her. So
nice.
Yeah. So then we got picked up by a guy, and he took us in, and we had breakfast with all the teammates, and they all shook my hand and said, "Hey, how's it going?" And it was the night before, it was the day after the Super Bowl, sorry, so they all wanted to talk about the Super Bowl and how it was rigged that the Chiefs won or something. And
okay, how was it having breakfast with them?
it was
that
really
so
cool.
surreal?
Yeah, it was like me and the other kid named Jaden were like we'd walk through and we'd just see like one of the players, and he'd whisper to me, "That was like this guy, right?" And we were like whispering to each other the whole time, laughing. It was really cool that I had him there with me, because it was good to have another guy to talk to.
Yeah, so your parents weren't there at the breakfast?
No,
it was just you?
No, my parents didn't come in till after we went on the ice to skate with them.
Okay. So that makes it extra special. Like
Yeah.
This was for you.
Yeah.
And okay, so what happened after the breakfast?
So after the breakfast, we got a tour around. Like, we went into their gym. We talked with some players. I had a big chat with Chad Ruedel about Morgan Riley's 5-game suspension, which was pretty cool, talking about other Leafs and all that. And then then it was time to go to the media. We had a big interview with a bunch of media people.
Okay, were you nervous about that?
No, I wasn't, because I didn't expect it to be as big as it was. Like, I thought it was kind of just like, you know, right? Like, just
like this, maybe.
Yeah, no, like, just like to make the experience better. But there was like actual people there with cameras and microphones, like actually wanting to talk to me. And I'm like,
wow.
I'm just a local kid from Uxbridge.
Yeah.
Not that special.
Wow, and now you know differently.
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay, so you got through that, and then what happened next?
So the team went on the ice for like their practice, so we got to sit up in the stands and watch that, and a couple more people came and interviewed us, which was cool. And yeah, then we were picked up and we went to like the Penguins locker room there in the arena, and they gave us a whole bunch of stuff. They gave us our own jerseys, our own helmets, and our own, like, I think I got like 16 shirts and sweaters and stuff. Like,
wow.
Yeah, they gave me a bunch of stuff, and yeah, so I got suited up, and we went out on the ice. I brought my own stick, but they gave me just like one of the player sticks, which was really cool.
That makes it even cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, we went out on the ice, and like right away I didn't know what to do. I just stood on the boards and like waited around, and I don't know, so then a player came over and talked to us, and eventually we started to like skate around and actually shoot, which was cool.
What an incredible experience.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, we're gonna keep talking about this whole beautiful experience. We'll talk to your parents and also a representative from the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Keep on watching. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will endeavor to describe the feeling on this ship.
The American ship is just trailing the Blue Nose.
Angus should never have agreed to this last race. She's too old.
Eddie!
Coming back! The cops are halyard back! Get to it, Matt!
Appears there's some kind of difficulty.
There seems to be something loose up there, I believe.
The console's foul!
Here's the left side geocraft in the way. I can't see a man.
Just once more, old girl. And you can rest.
She's holding. She's holding her lead.
Her last race and still undefeated, the Blue Nose out of Lunenburg, Nova Scotia was fastest in the world for almost 20 years.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So I have Kent with me and Kent's mom, Melanie, and we are talking about the whole journey that you and your whole family has gone through with Kent being diagnosed with polycystic kidney disease.
Yeah.
So I understand you found out about this when he was in utero. How did that happen?
Yeah, so after the first ultrasound your regular ultrasound that you have, the doctor called my cell phone, and I remember I was in school that day and they said that there was a problem and that we had to go in and meet with the obstetrician.
Okay, so that started your whole journey. And did you know that right away things were going to happen? What happened?
Yeah, so right away they told us that they could tell there was a problem with the kidneys, that one looked, I think it was grayish, they described it back then, and that the other was virtually non-existent, or it was very small, like extra small, 2% in size. So we knew there was obviously complications right from the start.
Right.
Yeah.
And so right from giving birth to Kent, you were going back and forth to Sick Kids. It was just it became part of your life?
Yep. So right away they wanted to check him out. We went right from when he was a baby. I think our first appointment was maybe at 1 or 2 months.
At what point did you know he would need to have kidney transplant?
I think it's so long ago now, but I think it was right away. They said eventually this will lead to him needing a kidney, probably when he starts to grow in adolescence, that he would be, his kidney that he had and the function that he had wouldn't be able to keep up.
Okay.
Yeah.
At what point did you find out that you would be the best match?
So right away when they started talking about it was that it was time for the process, my husband and I both were like, well, can we donate? How does this work? So I was the best suit and best match to continue on. There's a big paperwork process, and so they started with me, and we found out eventually that I could be the donor. Yeah.
Okay, so how did you feel about knowing that you're going to be getting one of your mom's kidneys? Was that?
I don't know. I was mostly just scared for the surgery. My worst fear was not waking up from the stuff they used to put me out. I don't know why. So
okay.
That was pretty ridiculous that I was scared about that.
No, not at all. Like, it's the whole unknown,
yeah.
Right? And complications can always happen, so I can understand why your brain would go through that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you were scared for him, and you must have had fears for yourself as well. It's a big process to go through.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was any mom would have done that in my situation. My biggest fear was the rejection, because that was always a possibility.
Right.
Yeah.
And so to that whole, what was that process like after having the surgery? Did you have to constantly go in for testing? Were you looking for symptoms? Were you constantly, are you okay? Like what's going on?
Yeah, so I think I was in the hospital for exactly a month, and then so like for a month it was just like resting up, getting better, doing some other touch-ups they wanted to do. And
kidney touch-ups.
Yeah.
I never heard of that, but yeah, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, and then I was just like home resting for 3 months, and then finally got to go back to school and kind of get back to a normal kid's life. But yeah, then COVID hit, so I only had like a month of school.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you said a normal kid's life. I feel like from the very beginning, you've never, even though it's been your normal, you've never really had a normal life. Needing to leave school, I have to go to Sick Kids today.
Yeah.
Go for more testing and things like that. And your moms already are busy. And so on top of being a busy mom, you had the stress, anxiety going on about Kent, before the kidney transplant happened, when the kidney transplant happened, and then also having another daughter, right? And wanting, I'm sure that must have been hard, right? You're putting a lot of energy and emotion, but you don't want her to feel left out. What was that whole experience for you?
For sure, that my husband and I often worry about that she would feel maybe that she didn't have as much attention. So yeah, that's a big worry for us. We always really tried to include her and do stuff with her, and she's been really good about it. She's been an awesome big sister to you.
Yeah. She's an amazing big sister.
Yeah.
She treats me really nice, and
That's really
we have
good.
a really good relationship.
Yeah.
With everything that your family had to go through, having the Make-A-Wish Foundation play an impact in your life, I'm sure that would have helped with the emotional upheaval to be able to give this to your son, to give the whole trip to your family. I'm sure it made a really big impact. So we're gonna come back, we're gonna talk about that. We'll talk with a representative from the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Well, keep on watching. We'll be back with more Uxbridge Scugog Life.
The regulars, the guys who keep this place in business. Last week, they had something to celebrate. Jason had just finished university, so they toasted his profs, his TAs, his old roommates. Well, they toasted just about everyone. But I worry about and take care of my guys. So even when I know they're not driving, sometimes that means bringing them a little surprise. And then they had a drink to me.
Brought to you by Smart Serve Ontario and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
I still remember the games, the laughter, the footsteps through the hallway. I'll never forget the hard times.
Every day I come back from work, it's always like this. We're yelling in front of the kids.
The help we needed. How far we've come.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So I have Kent with me, and I also have Shauna Ray, who is from the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I want to make sure I get your title. I'm going to read your title.
Sure.
It's a long one. Development Officer, Corporate and Foundation. All right. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, Kent, you had a wish granted from the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And tell me why... Okay, I'm going to start with you, Ken.
All right.
Why do you think the Make-A-Wish Foundation is so important to kids like you and what you've been going through?
It's so important because it's such a good experience for us, and it's just so incredible to have them for us. I'm very thankful for the Make-A-Wish to make one of my dreams come true. It was so cool with all the stuff they've done for me. And all the stuff they do for other kids. It's so cool to see.
Someone like you who has been in and out of hospitals since you were a baby, you don't live like the typical kid life.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
And also the fear of maybe when you had to go through the kidney surgery, not even, am I going to make it through? Right?
Yeah.
That is a kid going through not what normal kids go through.
No, I guess not, eh?
So it doesn't necessarily take away the stressors that you've been through, but it sure makes life a lot better.
I don't know what the words to use it for, but it just makes it it's really good program they have to do for us kids. I saw a post the other day that a bunch of kids got to meet the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I was smiling for them.
Nice.
I was very happy for all those kids.
Yeah, I'm so glad you get to do this too. So your wish was to meet Crosby.
Yeah.
Now, there's Make-A-Wish Foundations all over the world, And so how does that work when someone has, when a child, youth, teen has a wish that's outside of Canada? What happens?
Well, the great thing about Make-A-Wish is we have worldwide. We're worldwide, right? So we have affiliates all over the world. So really wherever a child wants to go, we just connect with that affiliate that's there, and we work closely with them to make that wish happen. So
each year, what is the estimated number of wishes that you might have within Ontario or Canada?
Yeah, it's definitely climbing. So in 2023, we granted almost 1,400 wishes across Canada. 800 of those were in Ontario alone. 500 were in the GTA. We still have thousands more wishes waiting to be granted right now. There's actually 67 right now in Durham Region alone. There are 67 kids in Durham Region that are just waiting for their wishes to be granted.
Wow. I have goosebumps right now. So when a request is made, when you receive an application, if you're not currently working with a company that would be able to provide that type of wish, how does that process then roll out?
Right, so like the whole wish journey, that process about becoming a part of Make-A-Wish. So the referral is the first step that happens. Anybody can refer a child. It's usually medical staff or hospital staff, nurses, social workers, but really it can be anyone in the child's community. It can even be the Wish Kid themselves. They can refer themselves right on our website. Then it moves into the wish discovery stage. So we have this incredible team at Make-A-Wish of people that work with the kids to really get to the core of their most heartfelt wish, what's really going to bring them pure joy. And then they get to work making all that happen. It's not a quick process usually. We intentionally like to kind of stretch it out because the magic is in the details, right? And it's with working with that child back and forth and getting that anticipation and excitement going and really putting a lot of control back into a Wish Kid's life, because when there's a critical diagnosis, you lose a lot of choices, right? You miss school and birthday parties, and you suddenly have doctor's appointments and surgeries and medications. Like, a lot of control is lost, so we like to give that control back into the child's hands, right?
You know what, I just want to interrupt and just say for a moment, the whole concept of bringing them pure joy is also coming from, I'm an empath, I'm an energy healer, I'm all about the vibration that you have is also what you're going to receive, because it's what you give out. To bring pure joy would help them to heal.
This is exactly
right? Like that's
yeah.
what they need to heal.
So Dr. Jeremy Friedman, he's Associate Pediatrician in Chief at Sick Kids, and he's also our the head of our medical advisory committee. He actually says that one of the greatest prescriptions he can write is for a wish, because it really does have a huge impact on a child's not just emotional or mental health, but on their physical health as well. Most kids do recover from their critical illnesses with Make-A-Wish, but the vast majority say that the wish is a huge part in giving them the strength to fight their illness.
Beautiful. Now, I know that you are also looking for, we don't have time to really talk about this right now, my apologies, but you're looking for more businesses to partner with that can help make wishes come true.
Yes.
So they can go to the Make-A-Wish Foundation website and connect with you that way.
Right.
Kent, do you have any last things that you want to say about?
I just want to thank everyone. I want to thank the whole Make-A-Wish organization and the Pittsburgh Penguins organization. They really made a dream come true for me to do all this, and it was a very great experience.
So great. I heard they were just amazing to you.
They were so amazing.
Yeah.
All of them were so nice. All the players, all the Make-A-Wish people that were all nice to me.
So great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for all that you do.
Thank you
and
for
thank
having
you both
us.
of you and your parents for making this happen for you coming on the show.
Yeah.
So we'll be back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Next episode on Meet the Band with the BMD, Solitary Man Tribute to Neil Diamond with Will Chalmers.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So at the end of the show, I like to pull a card from one of my decks to offer inspiration and to assist us with the energy of the week. This week, I'm pulling from my Animal Tarot cards, and I was shuffling just before we started filming. One came out immediately. So this is the card that I got. We have a big bison there. And this is actually perfect timing because I just cooked a beautiful bison steak last night from Noble Premium Bison. Okay, so this card is new prosperity and abundance. How amazing is that? When I think about a bison, I think about being big, solid, stable, grounded. Right? And in order for abundance to come in, we need to be in that stable, grounded place. We need to feel secure in who we are. And I was going to say in where we're going, but you might not be totally clear on where you're going in particular areas of your life. In some areas, you might be like, yeah, that's my focus. In other areas, it still might be a bit up in the air, but that's okay. Being solid in who you are and that you are a manifester and that you are creating awesomeness in your life and getting out in nature. We've been getting some warmer temperatures, right? So getting out, going on those trails and connecting in with Mother Nature will help you to really draw in that abundance and that prosperity. Taking that time to be open to receive as well. So taking that downtime, if you have an opportunity, despite how busy you are, taking a little nap, taking that 10 minutes of just resting in your comfy chair or on that couch or in that bed for even 10, 15 minutes just to breathe and maybe do a little guided meditation or something. When you take that opportunity, instead of always being in that action mode, to be in that resting and open to receive, will help to draw in that abundance and prosperity. It will help it to flow that much better. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back with more next week on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
You know, there's a lot more to the Oshawa Public Libraries than the 500,000 books and materials on for loan. I'll show you. This is the Makerspace. This is where we build and create using new technologies. Another new offering is lynda.com, helping you unleash your personal and professional potential.
Welcome to Online Marketing Fundamentals.